What's up YouTube? Jules Vittner here with a tutorial on Facebook. So today, what I'd like to talk to you guys about is how to determine your perfect audience size. So this is something that I've had a lot of questions about, and when people first start doing Facebook ads, it's definitely very ambiguous because you could target 1 million, you could target a couple 100,000, a couple hundred. It really varies. So how do you determine what's the best size for your ad? So first of all, we're going to look at three questions. Will help you determine, what the most optimal audience size is. The first question is, what is your objective? So plain and simple, are you trying to just reach a lot of people? Is that the objective? Maybe you have a concert or an event that you're trying to advertise, in which case reach is going to be the most relevant thing. Now, the other possibility is that maybe you're trying to capture a lead, or maybe you're trying to make a sale, in which case you want to be more specific. So that's the first thing that you need to ask yourself. Now, secondly, we need to also look at who our target audience is. Are they maybe entrepreneurs in a particular industry, which might be very specific, or are you just targeting people who like sport like basketball or soccer, which was very like mainstream and widespread. So this will definitely determine your size of your audience. And then lastly, you want to look at your budget. If you have a very large budget to work with, you can afford to target a larger audience, because you can take the time to, maybe refine that audience through experimentation and testing, because you have the funds to do it, right? Especially if you have the sort of time to monitor it and make tweaks and changes to get more precise and more specific. So you might start with like, 10 million, and you might narrow down to like a couple 100,000. Now, if you're maybe an entrepreneur or you're someone who has a small business, and your budget might be a little bit more closer to $20 or something like that for the post, then it's understandable that you may not have the flexibility to do a lot of testing, and you're going to want to be precise right off the bat, or as precise as you can. So let's take a look at an ad that we got set up here. So first of all, tell you what this is. So it's an ad for a e-commerce store. And this specific ad is for a coaster. And it's a just to give you a little bit more specific, the coaster looks like a vinyl record. So let's take a look at our targeting here. So first of all, we're targeting the United States, okay, because the store just serves the United States. We're also targeting between the ages of 30 and 40, specifically women. Okay, and then what we're doing is we're now targeting interests, beverage coaster, online shopping, Amazon, and vinyl records. All right, and even with all of those targeting criteria, we still end up with 8,700,000 people. So it's still a very large audience that we're working with. Now, I mean, granted, this is not the ideal situation. I would prefer to narrow this down a little bit further, and I would. I'm not going to do it through the video, but basically, I might look at maybe cities where people are, more likely to purchase these types of things, or, maybe I'll play with the age range a little bit based on, who might feel nostalgic about having these little vinyl record coasters. You really have to get into the head of your consumer and understand them a little bit more. But like I said, this could be very different if I was targeting for a local business. For local business, I would definitely, want to operate more in 100 to maybe 300,000 potential audience, because, in that case, we're trying to get very precise with location, and this will definitely change our potential reach here. So again, when you're trying to determine what's the ideal audience size that you should be targeting, first of all, think about what your objective is. If your objective is something like a sale or a lead, you need to get more precise. If you are looking to target a very niche audience, such as, for example, people who play yo-yo, who like yo-yos, very precise. So now you should be narrowing down your target. And then lastly, your budget. Always factor in your budget. Everybody has a different budget, so if you are, able to throw $1,000 onto this ad, then you have the time to refine it and just, start with a more broad audience and work your way down. Narrow it to, from 1 million to a couple 100,000 until you get to that, that sweet spot. So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and looking forward to sending you some more interesting tutorials on Facebook, digital marketing, and everything to do with online business.